I'm Claudia Kay and welcome back to my channel. It has been a minute. It has been a long time since I have updated you guys. And how did my summer go after I got moved in here and had my big garage sale and all of my sales of vintage stuff? I didn't do anything. I did not do anything the rest of summer and fall up until now. I have just been trying to recover from the exertion of moving. This was the hardest move I have had to do. And I'm sure it's number one, because I'm older. Number two, because already my chronic illnesses are the worst that they've ever been in my life. Number three, because I was getting rid of more stuff than I've ever gotten rid of before in a move. So there were multiple reasons why it was incredibly hard. And I am still trying to recover from that. I did try to get in the pool every single day. I know I don't look super tan. I actually waited every day until like between 4 and 6 to get in the pool, so the sun wasn't directly overhead. And the pool makes everything with the fibromyalgia feel a little better, but with whatever's going on with my hip, it makes that so much worse. So much worse, because I get in the pool and I do some stretches. I do some walking around the pool, just some exercising, and then I do some floating. I have a float that almost completely submerges me in the water, so I get as much, weight off of all of my muscles as I possibly can, and that makes the fibromyalgia pain a little better. But that just made my hip pain so much worse all summer long. So that's what I'm dealing with. But I wanted to give you guys an update on where my daughter's jewelry drawer is. I made it to one flea market, and that was earlier in the summer. I didn't make it to any more garage sales since the last time I updated you guys, I don't think. I just didn't. It's so hard to walk. I don't remember when the last time I updated you guys was. I could have looked it up. I could have written stuff down. I didn't. I just hit record. I'm like, I have a teensy bit of energy today. I'm going to let people know I'm still alive. So here's where I'm at with, so you can see we're like, what, 2/3 full? So I was super excited. I'm not going to show you everything because I don't want her watching this video and seeing everything, but I was super excited to not only be able to make it to the flea market, but to find a booth that was selling crystal bracelets, because I specifically wanted to put some crystal bracelets in there for her. So of course bought myself a couple too. But that's where I'm at with her jar. And they do have flea market in November and flea market in December. So maybe I'll have the energy to make it to one of those. By the time that I drive somewhere, because it takes so much concentration to drive safely, then I'm too exhausted once I get there. And like Dad, I don't know, a month and a half ago, drove me to Dollar Tree, so I didn't have to do the driving. And by the time I got there, I walked down 3 aisles, and that was it. It was back home for me. So still really, really struggling with all of that. And if you're chronically ill, you know that it gets worse in October, which it definitely did. I didn't even realize how badly I was doing until my mom said, I think you're in the October slide. And I'm like, I don't get that. Yes, I do. And I was. So I did want to give you guys, I'm sure I thanked you before my last video, I don't remember, but a big thank you for purchasing all of the vintage things that I had up for sale here. And I was able to order 2 new pair of glasses. They are supposed to come on Monday. And it's funny because even though 2 years ago I went in and had my appointment, my insurance covered that. My insurance did not cover the glasses, and I didn't have the extra money to buy glasses, so I was still wearing my prescription from 2020. This is my prescription from 2020, and I knew he wasn't going to be happy with me when I went back in now in 2025, because when I saw him in 2023, 2 years ago, I had needed new glasses. So this time I was even worse than I was 2 years ago, which I think is contributing to these constant headaches. My eyes hurt all the time and constant headaches. So I'm super excited to get new glasses. And if you guys had not bought everything that you had from me, I wouldn't have been able to afford one pair, let alone two. So 2 new pair coming. Hopefully they arrive Monday. And let's hope it helps with the headaches. I could not believe how much worse my eyes had gotten in just the last 2 years, let alone last 5 years. So this prescription, no wonder I'm struggling to drive. Like, I can't see. But anyway, huge thank you to every single one of you that purchased from me and allowed me to buy new glasses. I'm so grateful for that. And, I got rid of most everything. What didn't sell at the garage sale, we donated. And then it turned out that a family my parents know through their church were moving out of his parents and into an apartment, and they needed everything. So, like, I had a Victorian chair that I absolutely loved. It does not fit anybody's style in this family. The wife fell in love with it. I had an entire mid-century modern set of dishes, whole set. And there was no way I was going to ship them, so I hadn't even offered them to you guys. But it was a complete set. She loved them. Like, she loved my style. And so a huge amount of my stuff that didn't sell at the garage sale or sell in the vintage sales online went to them. So I don't know why it made me feel better knowing that people I knew were getting the things than just random strangers buying it from Volunteers of America. I don't know. But I was super excited that I was able to gift them a lot of vintage stuff, but a bunch of household items that they needed. So that was nice. And then because I pared down, I was able to finally sit down and do something I have been meaning to do. So like 3 or 4 years ago, I thrifted a huge, I think it was two huge containers of beads. And they were all thrown together, and it was very random. But I'd gone through them, and I had saved all of the glass beads, and I had saved a few of the fun plastic beads, like ones that look like roses and things like that. But for the most part, it was glass beads I had saved. And then I thrifted more beading items along with there's a tray where you can like make a necklace. Thrifted more beading items than, I think it was the beginning of this summer. So I have finally had the time to sit down and do some beading. And I started out really simple with just making some bracelets for myself, because I had these gorgeous glass beads I had saved. And I'm sorry about the lighting, guys. I did not get my ring light out. That would take too much energy. But I was able to make some bracelets. So I was super excited about that. I watched a bunch of video tutorials. This one right here is glass as well. These are the crystal ones I bought, but this one is a glass one. So watch a bunch of tutorials. Now, I don't know if any of them will snap and the beads will go flying everywhere, but they've just been sitting there. I mean, some of these have been sitting there for 3 years at least. So I was so excited to be able to finally, I have them right there beside my bedside, and while I'm in bed, I have been doing some beading. So then I branched out and I did something else. Mom found some wire, just some random wire in the basement because it needed something more sturdy than the little bit of beading wire I had. So that one's my daughter's. I haven't seen her yet to give it to her, but she's already seen it, so it doesn't matter if she watches this. And then made that one for me, just for fun. So that was fun to be able to finally use things that I had bought so long ago and knew I wanted to do something with. You guys know my obsession with glass. As a kid, it started with marbles. And then as an adult, when I got pieces from my grandmother, it started with vintage glass. And obviously, I love glass in all of its forms because it translated to me just saving back beads. Isn't that funny? I just love glass. So that's what I've been up to. I do have, you can probably see stacks of photos behind me. I do have all of my scrapbook and junk journaling supplies down here now. And now that the weather's cooler, I have nieces that want to come over and do some of that. So looking forward to that. And I have not been really junk journaling. Most days it's too hard to walk down the stairs right now, but I did make up a new, I like to switch my phone back for every season. So this had been my Halloween one for my phone case. Now I'm going to have to make a Thanksgiving one. But that's what I've been up to. I have missed you guys. I do pop into sales every now and then. I just don't talk because I don't chat. I don't put it in the chat. It just takes a lot more mental energy than I have right now. But that's what's going on with me. And I'm looking forward to the Christmas season. I was hoping I'd be able to do a series of videos for Christmas, but I don't think I'm gonna have the energy, unfortunately. I'm just gonna keep resting. I watched a TikTok video where the guy was talking about with chronic illness, you have to radically rest. You have to choose to radically rest, and I think that's what I need to do. So that's what's going on. If you did want to send me something for Meg's jewelry jar for Christmas, you can let me know if you don't have my current address and I will give it to you. But hopefully I can make it out to flea market. I think flea market is the second Saturday of November, and I don't know when the December one is, but hopefully I can make it out and I can get her a little bit more for her jewelry jar. All right, guys, thanks for watching and thanks for checking in on me. I got some emails from people and I always appreciate hearing from you guys. It makes my day. And remember, be kind. I'm wearing one of my kindness shirts. It's more important than ever. I've been saying that since I started doing this, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago? But it is. Every day it becomes more and more important to be kind, especially when people are being hateful. So, bye guys.